This is Channel 253. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain Podcast.
So here's my take on IPAs in today's world on people
Are we about to
saying
fight? Are we about to fight Kenny?
Yeah, what?
Okay, all right.
Everyone's like, well, this IPA is 2 months old. So what? Who gives a fuck? Drink it.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it.
Our lager, which art in barrels, hallowed be thy drink. Thy will be drunk, I will be drunk, at home as in the tavern. Give us this day our foamy head, and forgive us our spillages, as we forgive those who spill against us. And lead us not into incarceration, but deliver us from hangovers. For thine is the beer, the bitter, and the lager, forever and ever. Beerman. Barman, beerman, barman.
The man.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast.
And also with you.
And also with you. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our rendition of the beer prayer, which is special for this episode that we just found out. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We're coming to you guys from the Parkway Tavern, historic Parkway Tavern in Tacoma, Washington, talking about all of your favorite local beer nerd stuff. My name is Matt McLaren, here, of course, with Ron Swarner.
Hello.
Hello, sir. And Sean Jackson.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going, man?
Fucking awesome.
Good.
Yeah. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's no way this will all fit into one. So, so yeah, you'll be back. But, so yeah, our guest today is who encouraged us to start with a prayer. Which,
Hey, man.
This is great, man.
I mean, beer, man. Beer.
Who is, yeah, man, you're synonymous with Washington beer in a lot of ways, I think, for a lot of people. So, yeah, excited to talk. Who are we talking to today, Sean?
We have Ken DesMarets, also known as Kenny Fish to me, Kenny Beerman, Big Wood Bill in the porn industry.
How did you
Mr.
know
Clean.
that? Wow.
We do our research here.
Wow.
And the man
Don't look
about
that up,
town
folks.
for a very, very, very long time.
So, do you have more nicknames or have you worked? So, in terms of numbers, do you have more nicknames or more breweries? Which is higher?
Breweries. Breweries would be higher, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many breweries?
Nicknames. Oh, geez. When we tried to figure that out.
So, as it turns out, one of our questions from Hoppywood Squares was a list of breweries, and this is a multiple choice. And since Ron wasn't there, we're going to ask Ron.
There you go.
So, Kenny Beerman, we love
Yes.
him. Which one of these breweries did he not work for? A, Kelley Creek. B, Fishtail. C, Mount Shasta. D, LaConner. E, Skagit River. F, Port Townsend. G, Big Al. H, Rainy Daze.
Shasta.
C, Mount Shasta. Kenny?
Incorrect.
Damn.
Answer being?
Wait, I need a glass of water because I believe that was a Jeff Lee thing, and he right. So
Strangely, no LaConner.
yeah, that's
okay.
right. That was
Yeah.
your answer. That was your answer, Connor. That's right.
I thought that was well written because it seems
It
like
was-
a
it was
place you
perfect.
would have worked.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's also funny how long it goes, and the's only one correct answer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 3-breath question.
Yeah, you
right
could have
there.
kept going, actually.
Hopefully, there's more to come. I'm not gonna stop.
Kenny, I've never asked you this. How long have you been in this industry, man?
Well, let's see. I'm fitting. So since I was 21, over 35 years. So
Man.
doing? Selling beer.
in some form or another.
Yeah, bartending, but then bartending because then there's, oh, you got good beer? Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, all right. So then I ended up at Kelley Creek Brewing Company when I was working at, what's it called now? I forgot the name of the bar already. Jeez, that was
35
fast.
years in the industry.
Hang on a second, I need another
That's what
drink.
happens.
In Ruston. Come on, Daryl's working there.
Goldfish. Unicorn.
Unicorn. Jiminy crickets. I tell you. Yeah, so that's ran into the Kelley farm up by my aunt and uncle's house, and there's a sign that says brewery. I'm like, what in the world? And there's a brewery up here. And so I started drinking there, and of course, bartending. I'm like, hey, can I get your beer at the bar? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. So eventually I ended up joining the brewery. That's the first brewery I ever technically worked for as a sales rep, and drinking there and outsold them. And that's kind of my history. I always outsell the breweries I work for. So I like to sell beer.
Yeah.
What was a unicorn like back in the day?
It was just me, and it's haunted, and it's still haunted.
What?
I mean, oh yeah. It's in fact when I go back in now and see Daryl, it's still the bartender now. I'll sit in there, and then the doors will move. They have swinging doors in the bathroom, and I was like, they only move when the entity, the spirit, is excited or happy or this and that. And it's never been a bad one or anything like that. Sometimes you get a little upset and some of the pots and pans that fall off of the stove, but no, it was great. It was great. Didn't scare me. Scared
I
a few.
have to go. I have to go now.
Yeah, scared a few others after hours. Oh yeah,
I've
we're supposed
never
to talk
heard
about
this.
after hours parties, right?
As long as it's not spilling your beer, it's a problem.
Correct.
Right?
Beer was never spilled. That's a great. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Everything's
Never
cool.
spilled a beer. Oh, I didn't even think of that one.
Did you ever spill any Kenny coffee?
How'd you know about Kenny Coffee?
What is Kenny coffee?
Well,
Because
kind of call
Ron
it
is Nardwuar.
bartender's chicken soup, but oh, you mean that coffee? Oh yeah, once, twice. I don't know, maybe 500 times. But I always spilled it down my gut, so there you go. I drank it all.
I can already tell I've had too much beer for this podcast.
This is great. What am I drinking again?
The Lucky Envelope.
Yes.
Grapefruit ENIAC.
Nom, 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 nom.
I know, I didn't even ask because we were talking about your nicknames and all your breweries. Sean, what do you have?
I got the Cloudburst Party Emojis Lager and the French Quarter barrel-aged baking spiced barley wine from Breakside.
Delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Ron and I have the same beer as always.
Yes.
You guys drinking the Rainier?
That's what that is.
Tis the
Oh, that's the dark Rainier, isn't it?
The Black Rainier.
The black Rainier. Actually, I really love the dark Rainier. That was great back in its day.
The what?
Rainier Ale.
No, the Rainier Dark. That was it was great. Well, I was 14. Oh, excuse me.
dare you.
I'm sorry. My phone is on. Got to put that on silent, don't I? Everybody wants to know where I am.
Only if you want
Popular
this to stay on the rails.
Good cover for you.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
So, Ken, you're known as one of the most generous people in the beer industry. Every year you do a Christmas party. You invite the
Yes.
orphans. You help people move. When you enter a bar, you end up with 20 new friends. You are an amazing person.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes, the Christmas party has become fairly famous. Everyone always like, well, sorry I missed it. Sorry I missed it. Sorry I missed it. So it's okay. You know, everyone's always invited. Everybody is. The largest year to date was, I can't remember the year, but the number of people was 78 people came to it. And that's over the whole period of time. So that party goes from 9 a.m. till the last person passes out. And there's a lot of people that have passed out. You know, so, right.
The revolving door.
Yes.
Did you ever run out of beer at this party?
No.
Yeah. It's pro.
One party we had at Kelley Farm when we closed that, and I had 300 and some odd people there at the party for the last year. You know, I did a big fireworks show. I went through 27 kegs of beer.
Jesus.
But there was still a little bit left in the beers, and I was using my old van, the green van that had the taps on the side. These two guys right at the end are like, "Hey, can we sleep under the van?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can sleep wherever you want on the property." Well, no, we just want to be able to sleep under the van in case we want another beer. Like, all right, more power to you. Good. Right on. God, man. I like those guys. They're going to buy a lot of beer in the next 20 years, you know.
I thought you were going to say that's
Here's
how
my
we
card.
had two
Call me
less
when you're
guys in the
sober.
world.
You know, I have no
Right
idea.
into a fuck-up story.
You know, I don't even remember who those guys are now. Think of it. Maybe they'll listen to this podcast and hit us up and go, "Hey, that was me."
That'd be perfect.
It wasn't you, right, Matt?
It wasn't me.
No. I know it wasn't Ron.
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't
don't
you.
remember.
It could have been you.
It could have been me. Probably hit my head getting up in the morning. It's a different story.
Big grease mark on top of your head. No, that was you.
How did you hook up with Fish Brewing?
So, unfortunately, I oversold and Doug underbrewed at Kelley Creek. That's how we say we ended up having to close. So I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to get another job. And I already knew Fishtail. You know, we'd been to many a beer fest together, and I love beer festivals, which I probably met everybody here at a beer festival at one time or another. And hooked up with Crane and Mary Horton, owners of Fishtail Ales, and worked for them for 8.5 years. Something like that.
Man.
And then
Is it right from the opening?
not from their opening.
Okay.
No. Kelley Creek, we opened in 93, I think it was. And I think Fish opened up in 94. So it was a few years after that. And yeah, so that's ever since then, the nicknames for me are Kenny Fish, Kenny River, Kenny Skagit, Kenny Shasta, Kenny, you know, whatever brewery
Kenny
I've worked
Christmas
for,
Party.
you know, yeah.
Oh, Kenny Christmas is nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do you want another present, Sean?
Yeah. As long as it's not a fucking Jello shot.
What's wrong with Jello shots?
Jeez, man. Who brings 40 Jello shots to IPA Fest?
Maybe me.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows what a palate cleanser is.
So we used to roast pigs for
Yeah.
anniversary and IPA Fest, and Kenny and Parky for sure, and Jake were on the crew, and
I have a photo of that, actually.
yeah, and it was a long
yeah.
process, you know, starting
it was-
early in the morning, Big D, and freaking,
We loved it. We loved
Yeah.
doing that.
but you know,
And thanks again to
Basically-
the longshoremen. You know, they always provided the grill
Yeah.
for us and stuff. That was
Oh,
was
cool.
great.
I didn't know
That
that.
was really great.
yep.
Badass.
You know, Adelaides,
Yeah.
Atlanta. How do you say it? Maybe I'm wrong.
One of those.
Let's do that.
To them for providing that. That was great. That was great.
But it'd be like pretty much if you were on the crew, like you just had an open tab, you drank whatever you wanted. and yet you would bring like
Jello shots.
Jello shots. I remember going down in the cooler and switching kegs out,
Hey,
pushing Jello shots on
Jello
me.
shots. Come on, man.
Oh, it was
Oh, I
great.
remember my worst day doing that. How many years did we do that? 6, 7?
Yeah, I'd
It was
say
before your time. Before
started
you,
before my time.
Yeah, before
But then
you were,
I got a taste of
Yeah.
that for sure. And I worked the crew before I worked here.
That's right.
So
That's
I was on that open tab. Yeah.
my worst day was I was super excited. Yeah, we got the fest going. This is great. I'm jumping up and down. And what do I happen to do? I'm jumping up and down, walking through the front door. Nailed my head right on the doorway and about passed out. I'm like, oh. People are like, Ken, you okay? I'm like, oh, well, I haven't had enough yet. I guess. Oh, it's a good lump for the whole day. That was great. Oh, he came up with one of the best dishes ever during this fest.
What?
So we all the beer has to be what do you call that when you first clear the lines? Clear the
yeah.
lines. You save all the beer. So we poured all the beer into a big pot, and in that pot we threw butter in it. And I mean, this is all the barley wines and all the beer that's online. It's all great.
Damn.
So then we threw in 4 spammed stuffed chickens,
Oh, yeah.
and we let them boil all day long
In the beer?
in the beer.
Sweet.
Just by chance, for some reason, I come up with really weird ideas on cooking and do this
Sure.
stuff. So
Ron was just telling me that you
just
were a pretty crazy cook, and I did not know that. I don't know how we've never fucking talked about this.
So it was phenomenal. Somebody, it was just a couple of months ago, asked me about the spam stuffed chicken. I'm like, oh, you remember that? So now I have memory of it again.
Yeah, shit. Have you ever tried to recreate it?
I haven't.
No?
Well, the delivery
Yeah.
method, too, is awesome. Like, I mean, this is
Let's-
long enough ago where
Let's do
Kenny
it.
just walks up and is like, he's like, here, try this, and just puts it in your mouth.
This dish is not safe for a post-COVID world.
Blam.
Man.
In the pie hole.
I can just say
Health
that.
department rating poor.
Good. I thought I had to be censored.
Licks
All
his
right.
fingers and then grabs another chunk. Isn't that
Wipes
good?
it on his
In your mouth.
And yeah, it was
Finger
freaking
licking.
delicious.
That was phenomenal. We had so much fun cooking here. It was great.
That's how I could afford to go to Anniversary and IPA Fest, was doing the freaking cook shift.
Right.
You know, go put in my 5 hours or so, maybe 6, and then get fucking after it.
Pulling pork and then
Seriously, like, it was
We-
just no holds barred.
Fuck yeah, dude.
we tried prime rib one year. I was like, oh, that's just great. And then like it was spendy, you know, you had to like, barley wine's spendy enough and this and that. And so John, I'm like, well, hey, let's do some tri-tip. I got Stewart's Meats tri-tip.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Gotta tell you, accolades again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm remembering. Stewart's Meats. There you go. Is that going to
Stewart's
be
is awesome.
blue lighted now on the word comments of the transcript or something like that? Send it on to. No, man, that was phenomenal. And to this day, I still buy that stuff. It's great.
I used to run a route out like that ran through Yelm, and I would drive past Stewart's like every 2 weeks, and I would never not stop. I didn't stop there for a minute because I wasn't like
Right.
familiar with it. And I had a real estate friend who was like, dude, you should stop there. Like I buy a quarter pound for every family that I like close a house with. And I was like, all right, cool. And so I went in, got like my jerky and all my shit. And then I went outside and there's like 6 cars in the parking lot that like hadn't moved. And I look like out my passenger window and everybody is just sitting in their cars eating the fucking Stewart's Meats jerky in their car. Like fucking crack addicts, dude. And I was like, there's no fucking way. And I like in my car, like all of these guys just like took a fat bite.
It's like us
And I was
walking
like, oh
into
my
the
God,
beer
man.
store.
It's like a jerky
we're like,
line.
Dude. Oh, there's this and that. Okay, well, but I have to have the original jerky.
It's so
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there was a point where John got a little exotic too, like goat and alligator.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
For you guys, for
Tried a few.
chicken here?
Tri-tip and pig weren't enough. It's like, what other animal can we
Tried a couple others.
threw a pike through and throw on the rotisserie? Like, it was pretty awesome.
I never saw the alligator on the rotisserie, but I did see the meat of the alligator on the rotisserie. That would you know.
That's the same.
Right. Yeah, I would think so, but I don't know. It'd be a little scaly, wouldn't it?
Well, there was also too, like, on the piggy part, like, part of it was like, I mean, I got to sample a lot of parts of animals that without that, you know, experience, I wouldn't have gotten to.
We know you like the meat.
Yeah, but tongues and the cheeks,
Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, sucking hooves. The only one I dodged was I had the eyeball
That's the
in
worst
my
thing
hand.
you've ever said, Sean. That's the worst thing you've ever said in 30 episodes. Anyway, continue.
Give me a half an hour. I had the eyeball in my hand, and I was ready and pumped. And then I think it was Corey Dobbins, was younger than me and
Couldn't
full
do
of
it?
more piss and vinegar, and he really wanted to. Like, so, yeah, he ate the eyeball.
Did I cut that out for you? Or was that
Yeah,
me?
yeah. I think it
nice,
was
nice.
generally you, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was like all the parts.
It's delicious.
Sounds like a Kenny activity.
It's delicious.
Did you eat
Pops
the
in your
nips?
mouth, and you're like, oh, yum.
It's like a gusher, but different.
Oh. But yeah,
Just
it's
the
not
nips is lip
censored.
balm.
I can say that, right? Pops in your mouth.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't until you
you okay?
clarified. Now it's censored, now that it was clarified.
Yeah.
Tell Eric we're sorry.
This wasn't supposed to be a funny episode, was it?
We didn't bring you here for serious talk.
Right?
I actually brought
don't
him here
think-
for serious talk.
How cool. I don't know if I've
Fuck
ever
that
been
one up.
serious. Right?
Whoops.
Kenny, what's your favorite beer you've ever sold?
Ooh.
Can't say.
Bullshit.
Favorite beer I've ever sold?
If both you and George deny me this fucking answer, I swear to God.
Yeah. No,
Curmudgeon old
I'm going to
assholes.
tell you the style is an IPA.
But you can't say who made your favorite IPA.
No.
Pusherman?
Really?
For anybody who doesn't know,
All right. You got
That's
me.
the one with his face on it.
Yeah. And it is a freaking, I think do I have a shirt on? Yeah, I have a shirt
Yeah.
on. Phenomenal freaking beer that Mike makes.
I agree.
And,
Totally.
everybody says it's his best-selling beer, and it is. I'm and extremely honored by that, which reminds me of something else I wanted to give you guys. Was the other stickers of the Pusherman, but this is the Pusherman stickers
Totally Pusherman.
that have
you just had
lipstick on them in honor of Randy, who really, her and Mike were the ones that created Ken Fest and the Pusherman. So the regular ones just don't have the red lipstick, but thank you, Randy Rogers. I'm sure
and this
you're
is
listening.
going right on my work laptop, man. Just so you know.
Right?
I can't believe you just had a stack of these.
Yeah.
But I kind of can.
I'm looking at your resume, and to answer your question for you, man, I don't know. I feel like freaking Hop Diggity would have been.
Oh, that's very good. Hot Diggity is phenomenal.
I'm just looking
Kim
at
and Guy Sands, excellent brewery.
Yeah.
Location beer. Speaking of locations, I have another card for you. No, we'll wait on that one. Strange Brew Fest is coming up. This is our 19th year, technically 17.
Can you
due
explain?
to-
I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Can
Yeah.
you explain Strange Brew for anybody who has never been or is not familiar?
Sure. Strange Brew Fest started out at Water Street Brewing Company in Port Townsend, and they were making great beers there, and but they wanted to have their own little beer fest, and so they were trying to figure out something to do to bring people to Port Townsend, get things going. So they created Strange Brew Fest. And being a friend and stuff with that, I've been a part of it for the full time. And the weirdest, craziest beers have come out of there.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, Ken, but you're the one that has all the winners. I'm like, well, no, I'm connected with the winners in some fashion or another, and this and that. You know, they're all friends and this and that. You know, the peanut butter beer was by Big Al Brewing. He and I was working for him. I'm like, hey, you need to bring a beer to Strange Brew. And he's like, well, I just opened. I don't have anything I can brew. And like, well, what is that? You know, and it was some. Let's see. Wait, is the liquor board listening? It's past time anyway. He's already closed. Okay, so we can't get in trouble for it.
Nope.
It was his home brew. He had 10 gallons of an imperial stout that he had made. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, let me try this stuff and let's see what we can make with this. You know, we try it out. I'm like, oh, it's nice and chocolatey. Let's put some peanut butter in it. He's like, what? No, yeah. So we ran across the street over the store, got some Adams peanut butter, took the oil off,
mistake.
Dumped that in there, mixed it all.
It was the first one, Sean.
It was the first.
Give him a minute.
It was
Fair
the
enough,
first.
Fair enough.
When?
You know,
how long ago was that? It was Big Al's.
Yeah, is that 12 years now? Yeah.
There was not a lot of peanut butter beer out there.
You might have invented it.
Yeah.
That was the
we did per se.
Yeah.
We invented that peanut butter
For
beer.
Strange Brew Fest.
Yes.
Yep.
As well as Belching Beaver is very famous for theirs, and which is great. But you know what? Theirs doesn't have any peanut butter in it.
Shots fired.
Ouch. Yeah, right. But
Bring it on, Beeve.
it's just
I know the people who make their extract, and they're really open about it.
it's just so there's no allergens to it, so it's just a flavoring, which is great. There's nothing wrong with it.
Good recovery.
I love it. I'm like, hey,
Fun fact:
awesome.
about 5 years later, Wingman debuted their peanut butter at Strange Brew.
At Strange Brew?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that's where they actually debuted it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So
That's
Now
my
it's like a
question
fucking
is, like,
flagship beer for people.
Yeah.
Dude,
like
game changer.
right?
what Strange used to be in the beginning of the festival compared to what it is now. Because I feel like what I remember from, like, I never got to attend, but people were like, look, we made this black IPA. It was like strange.
It gets wild.
Tell them about the Rainy Daze Thai beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, you mean Bainbridge?
Oh, it's Bainbridge.
Bainbridge
Yeah.
did let's see, what's the name of the city? Fuck you city? No, Fuku. Fuck. What is it? What's the Asian?
Remember I said I was never there?
Oh,
I have
yeah,
no idea what you're
We
talking
reached our F word quota, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Like it's
so
a
I can
PH.
say that. I heard you say this before. So 5 times now. Fukyu.
So you guys made a
Fukyu.
Thai beer?
Yes, he did. He made noodles out of the porter with a coagulant, and then he put hot sauce in it and cilantro, right?
Yep.
And pho. I'm not a big pho, but it was damn good. And
Sure.
What's the other? A lemon lime hint to it.
little
you know.
basil,
I mean,
little lime.
yeah, you're only doing a 2.5, 4 ounce at the most pour, so it's hard to get a full sample to everybody on the beers that everyone's drinking. And they won the gold that year.
Dang, dude.
Pretty sure it was the gold. Well, they won anyway, so it was great being on stage again. I don't know why I'm always on stage.
At that particular.
Because you're strange.
You know, there's bacon beer. You know, who puts bacon in a beer? You know, there wasn't any beers that had hot peppers in it. And then one year, everybody was doing
Seven Seas is
pepper
doing
beers.
that every year.
Right?
Oh, for sure.
Bloody Mary beer from Seven Seas.
Yeah.
We got
that's
beers
right.
with blueberry and now we have all this really weird stuff that I don't know if it came from strange beer for all these other breweries in the world.
Yeah.
You know, I just had a Claim 54. Is that right? Claim 54.
-2.
Claim 52. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. See. Hang on 1 second.
Claim 58.
By the way, great coasters, guys. Rainy Daze coasters. Thank you.
Appropriate. Dude,
Brought out the good linen.
One of my favorite beers made by actually a brewer that I used to work with, Urban Family, was a Strange Brew beer, and it was their Gooey Duck Stout.
Oh,
and it was fucking incredible.
That was great.
It was incredible. And I it was just for Strange Brew, and I happened to try it, and I was like, you guys need to give us kegs of this because I will sell this everywhere. It's so good,
right?
And it sounds so goofy, but then like everybody's done oyster stouts, and it's like got the briny like it was. Oh man, it was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that beer. And that was a Strange Brew beer.
Yes,
Anna and I
yes, it
just
was.
had a
Yeah.
Strange Brew candidate beer.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
On purpose?
Narrows did a Al Pastor
Oh
beer.
yeah, that would do it.
And it was fucking outstanding.
It was delish.
It was outstanding. It was way different than I had my mind set up for it to taste. Like getting the flavor of chilies in beer, the flavor, not the heat, is
Yeah.
really hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
And they nailed it.
Yeah,
Oh
good
my
for them.
god,
I need
it
to
was
go try that
delicious.
Yeah.
I
We have
get
to
the
take a
heat
quick break.
beers. I can't do it.
But we're gonna be back in a minute, and yeah, talk more Strange Brew stuff and more Kenny stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out, Kenny. We have an audience question.
I had a what? Oh, audience question?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. What was
How many times have you exchanged shirts with somebody else?
that is a famous question. Picture right here, yes. Probably, I'm going to go 15, 20 times at least.
I feel like you're lowballing it.
Yeah. At the most famous one's actually here at the Parkway.
Okay. What is that?
Because her shirt, she really wanted my shirt. It was it was fishtail. I can't remember. Rainy Daze.
I think it was a fishtail shirt.
Fishtail shirt? Okay.
And so I had, I didn't bring any shirts. It was, well, yeah, you can. You take yours off. I'll take mine off. You can have mine. It worked. She had a bra.
classic.
She had a bra on. No, it just didn't work like I thought it would work. But hey, you
thanks,
know,
Kenny.
that brings up another story of the best brewers night ever in Sandpoint, Idaho.
All right, let's flip the coin.
Yep. And as we'll pass these down to everybody.
Yeah, Kenny brought samples.
I brought some beers for you guys
Thanks,
to
man.
try. Now, don't shake these up. Those beers. This beer, you might want to just pour it in the glass carefully, however you're doing it. This is an original Fishtail Ale IPA.
Jesus.
Now, as everyone knows today, the Fish Brewing Company is hence closed. And so I would like everyone to just try it. You just take a little sip. You don't have to drink the whole thing.
Not the boss of me.
You know? Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. I forget the fact that
I didn't know
we
we were
should talk
drinking
about
beers
the
for
audience
science,
that we
man.
have here too. And but cheers to Fishtail Ales. You know, everyone
Word.
knows me as Kenny Fish. You know, but I want you to try out this beer, and then I'll tell you how old it is.
Fuck. My goodness.
The style is IPA.
That's yeah. Dang, man.
Now you're not going to get sick off it.
Of course not.
It's not bad.
It is honestly better than I expected.
It
not even kidding.
is. It was brewed in the year 20, or I guess 2000. I guess
Yeah.
not 2020. I can't say that. So it is 23 years old now, or 22 years old.
It was brewed in the year
It's
2000.
still a beer that you can drink. It's tasty.
Yes.
It's almost half a barley wine,
I was going to say, it's creeping in on
Right?
amber at this point.
but fuck me, there's no hot character to it at all, So, but accolades again to Fishtail Ale Brewers in
Dang.
making a beer that can last
22 years.
22 years.
This is, without
Yeah.
a doubt, the oldest IPA I've ever tried in my life.
Me too.
And actually,
I don't think anybody else has ever had a beer that this an IPA
certainly not. This is probably
that
the
you would
oldest
do.
beer.
Yeah,
This is
right.
probably the oldest beer I've ever had now. And I've had some bangers.
The oldest beer you've ever
This
had.
is probably the oldest beer I've had.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to, maybe the second oldest. If I had one that was older, it was a good night because I don't
Yeah,
fucking.
I mean, there's some phenomenal IPA, or not IPA. It's some phenomenal barley wines in Belgian triples and quads. And,
I know man.
Oh, there's a secret. How many people know that the monks can't drink a quad ale?
Wait, what?
Monks aren't allowed to drink the quads. They make it, but they
Oh,
aren't
just for
allowed
sale.
to drink
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, why can't you guys drink it? No, it's too
Gets 'em too-
high. Too high of
gets
alcohol.
'em
We're
too
not
fucked
allowed
up.
to drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They stopped.
Blew
at
me
Chappelle.
away when the father told me that. I did a tour in Belgium, and the father told us that. It was like, oh,
Dang.
he actually asked me to join the monastery.
You got the look.
Well, yeah. I'm looking right at the girlfriend. I'm like, sorry, Father, I enjoy sex way too much. I can't do this. Sorry. And he goes, I understand, my son. I'm like,
You're like, I feel like you don't,
yeah,
man.
how is it you know this?
feel like you kinda
Exactly.
don't,
I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, well, to each his own.
All this time, beer's just been a hook for him.
Exactly.
Just a recruitment tactic.
This is remarkably pleasant for a fucking for an IPA that's old enough to drink.
Holy Jesus.
The other beers I have is definitely on someone's menu.
What is that?
Oh, hey.
Barley wines.
Oh,
Yep.
So we'll pass these around and have some of those too.
Is that
But,
Leviathan?
It's Leviathan.
Holy shit!
I'm going to guess that
So-
it's 2009.
I think it says right on it, doesn't it?
I have
can make me put the
never
fucking
actually
reading
tried
stick
on?
Leviathan.
Put your glasses on, Sean.
my God.
Because I took mine off.
I'm so excited.
So
I wish I had to drink this one first.
this brings up how the IPA came about. Being a beer rep, we get samples and stuff all the time, as you know. You have this and that, and you end up you have this stock at home, and you're taking it out, and then the kegs are over and done with, or the packaging's over and done with. You don't have it anymore. And like, shit, I got all these samples still at home.
Yeah,
So all right, well I'll just keep them.
right. And
So-
you're just like,
The case of one of my the barley wines was mislabeled, and it had the IPA in it, and so I'm like, oh, you know what? I've saved and cellared
yep,
this beer for this long. I'm gonna try it out.
yeah,
So that's what we just had beforehand, was a beer that's 22 for
yeah.
sure years old. I don't know exactly what date, not 20, not 23, but holy shit, I was really impressed at trying it. And we just did it for shits and giggles to try it out.
yeah,
You just pour it out. And
dude. It is.
you don't like it? Yeah, dump it. All right. It's old. Wait, isn't that what we do to old people?
Yeah,
dump them out.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So remember, when you guys dump me out, there's
Say
no
a prayer.
There's no tears.
Like got the prayer.
Say the
Got the
prayer.
prayer already. Yeah. Our Kenny,
Yeah, right.
loggered in heaven.
Loggerine in heaven.
He will be done.
Barreled is yeah, huh?
No. So it's no tears for me. It's just cheers and beers.
Oh,
Amen.
Jesus.
So cheers, everybody.
This episode is remarkably more astute than I thought it was going to be. So Sean looked at the date on this Leviathan, and what year is it?
2001.
Jesus Christ.
Almost.
Almost.
Right?
Right around that time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's pronounced
years-
Kenny.
Did
It's
we
pronounced
open one
Kenny.
yet?
A couple years after, I think.
Oh, here's one.
Yeah, I have never once tried Leviathan. It was like hot shit really before I
that's
got into
gonna be a
everything,
good
and
one
so
right there.
this is actually my first time ever trying Leviathan.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Wow. Great.
And
Great.
I'm gonna wet my pants right now because I'm pretty excited.
I'm gonna wet your pants too.
There's one more for you guys.
Simmer down.
This is for
I had
later.
30 minutes.
This is for another day. What year? Oh, I'll look at this. Let me put your glasses on, Sean, and see what year
Thank
this
you.
one is. I can't remember. It's what
Funny story while you're trying to read. When I worked at the
This
Rock,
is batch number 2. Oh, sorry.
so that makes it 2000 by my math. That's
at
where
the
I
Rock?
met you, and you were selling for Fish, and Fish brewed our lineup of beers, probably to the demise of the brewery. I think that was a huge fucking mistake, but what do I know? But I had 2 handles to rotate, and Leviathan was one of the beers that I would actually hold for a year, and actually did little like mini side-by-side barley wine events at the Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great. I got to tell you, you are phenomenally industry well known, and people pursue after you to be, what do you want to say?
Sean's
A
a drunk.
leader
Oh, okay.
in well, no, because you have the taste, you know what you want, and so on and so forth, and you definitely changed the Rock. Rock only had
For a second, and then it got changed.
well,
right back.
it's changed back now, but you had all the other beers, that also the Swiss didn't have. You didn't carry the same beers that the Swiss did, which was next door to you.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jack, Bob,
Oh,
Gail.
God, yeah.
Love those guys. Sorry, it's closed, but here we go.
Cheers.
We're doing a lot of cheers tonight. Is this a sad event or is this a happy event? Are we happy? We're
I'm
sharing,
pretty happy.
right? Woo!
Dude, this
good
beer
Lord.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody listening probably has had like old beer, but if you're listening and you've never tried a beer that's like 20 years old, age does a lot of things to a lot of different beers, but especially like barley wine. If you let it sit for a while, it's really strong. It's high alcohol. Oxygen does all kinds of things to beers, but one of the things that it does is it kind of like melts flavors together, and then it creates like almost like port and sherry wine kind of flavors. And when you let something sit for 20 years, it's like drinking like a fortified wine. It's
Right?
Yeah, it's so
So
goddamn
has
good.
anybody here had a beer that's this old?
This is now the second oldest beer.
Wow. No?
I'm raising my hand.
Wow. Oh, you have. Okay. How about a beer? How about an IPA that's this old?
A
Would you even
22-year-old
have thought
IPA?
of that?
No.
No.
So here's my take on IPAs in today's world on people
Are we about to fight?
saying
Are we about to
that.
fight Kenny?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
everyone's like, "Oh, this IPA is 2 months old." So what? Who gives a fuck? Drink it. Oh, this beer's
I can't
3
even argue
weeks
with
old.
that.
Who gives a fuck? Drink it. It's an IPA. Do you understand what an IPA is? It is a beer that was created in England to make it from England to India for the sailors to survive so they could still drink it. And hops are a preservative. Oh, everybody hates the word preservative. But really, it does change. Everything changes. You know, the bread that Mom made yesterday doesn't taste the same the next day. The cookies don't. You know, everything changes every day. It's fucking good. Drink it.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Drink
Sir,
it.
yes, sir.
If you like IPAs, fucking drink it. It's not. Come on. We just proved, even though there's no hop characteristic, that beer just survived.
It survived.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Everybody here, no one's puking, no one's saying
funny.
it's bad, but
Everybody
What
has
I felt
scurvy.
like in that
We all have scurvy.
it was like the Benjamin Buttons thing.
Can we get some oranges here, please?
It had actually gone back to the point where it just tasted like wort.
Yeah.
It was like,
So what Kenny's saying
so
is,
we're rolling this into the fermenter and we're gonna make alcohol out of it. Like,
if you have an
there you go.
IPA
It's like-
that's more than 2 months old, just let it sit for 21 more years, and
Right.
then it'll be great.
No hop characteristic, if that's what you wanted, but you know, it's everyone's like, oh, you know, we got this can that's 6 months old. We got a bottle that's 6 months old now. We can't drink. It's fine. Yes, the characteristics have changed, but the beer itself is still good. The brewers themselves have created a beer for you to enjoy. They want you to enjoy it now, but not now always survives. You know, you got to, or not now always survives. That's not the right phrase.
That was
But
that
not
almost
now,
sounded
It's the
legit.
same, right? Always the same. I used the wrong S word. But, you know, freaking drink it. It's good. It's not going to hurt you. It's
definitely
different,
won't hurt
and
you.
you can give your own opinions on this, as we have on what's this, Tapped On or something.
oh, don't look at me for the
other-
social
those-
media answers of the world. Ron's sitting right next to me.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to check in on Tapped On
Yeah.
right now.
Hey
love
Ron,
Tapped
maybe
On.
we should start a new one.
Story time, man. Delivered a lot of stuff.
Isn't I been doing stories?
You're slowing the fuck out of the stories, I'll tell you that much. Worst delivery. Fuck up stories. Let's get after it.
Oh,
'Cause I already feel the end coming.
the worst. Oh man, there's too many of them. One was actually to The Rock.
Yeah.
Guy tried to, well, I guess it's not the worst, but he tried to steal the keg out of the back of the truck.
Whoa.
And I caught him
Ballsy.
because I actually parked around the corner, and then this guy's, helping me lift a keg out, as he says. I'm like, well, I got this, man. That's good. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I'm like, well, who are you? And he goes, oh, I'm so-and-so. I work over at the Swiss. And I just look right at him. I go, okay. Well, I know everybody at the Swiss.
Yeah.
I am part of the Swiss Army, but I didn't want to actually say that to him. I'm like, okay, anybody new,
You're like,
I would
let's
know.
see where this goes.
Like, I appreciate it, buddy. All right, so that I got this. Oh, okay. And so, and then he walks down towards the Swiss. He walks away. So, all right, good. Get my cakes and come back to the car or the truck. I'd already closed and locked it, and I look, and there's a car parked in front of the truck, and it is literally bumper to bumper.
Oh no.
And the side doors open. I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely trying to steal a keg. All right, well, thank goodness I caught him.
Yeah.
Good. All right, we did it.
Put a hand truck right through his windshield.
I wanted to, but so that brings up, I'm talking to the guys at the Swiss. I don't know which distributor it was at the time, but they had kegs sitting on the back of their liftgate in front of the Swiss at the keg door. And they are going in. There's nobody outside. And these people witnessed it from inside. This little pickup truck pulls up, stops, grabs a keg of Mac and Jacks, throws it in the back of their pickup truck, and drives off. I'm like, damn. There's some balls.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I want to hire that guy.
Here I was
I wanna
running
hire
into
that
gas
guy.
stations and
Jesus.
grabbing a half rack of Bud Light.
Right.
Yeah. Sean's like, if you're going to do something wrong, do it right.
Exactly. I was like,
yeah. Seriously.
I'm not going to say I ever stole any alcohol from a store, but maybe, a half rack of, or 6-pack Tall Boys folded up on itself.
Rain or dark.
Slips right up underneath your jacket just perfectly as you're walking through the register.
We only did that so that you could take the shelf spot with your own
kids
beer.
listen to this? I shouldn't be talking about
we're not
it.
allowed.
Okay, good.
After this whole episode, you're like, wait, can kids listen to this?
Oh yeah.
Fucking no.
This isn't rated,
Still
is
be
it?
on air?
I know.
God, this is good.
Fuck up story.
Yeah.
So, Idaho, delivering a keg down, what the hell's the name of that bar? Damn it.
The Unicorn.
Shit.
No?
All right, it'll come back
Penis
to me.
and vaginas, doesn't matter.
Yes. Well, it was a vagina because it took it to the stairs and it went straight down the stairs and right through the hole.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
That the keg created. And
Maybe
then,
tell the second one when this
and
one's
then
over.
it sprayed all over the place. So that's perfect to say it was a vagina because it went right through the hole and sprayed.
Well, I mean,
I feel like you didn't understand the question, Kenny.
Oh, I thought you said fuck up story.
how
I
are you
fucked up.
like?
The keg went down the
I don't
stairs.
think the keg's actually the. Did you hit any plumbing or electrical? Please, God, tell me you did.
Kenny was like, I'm going to make a new fuck up story right here.
I don't know
I'm
if
gonna get
that
this
keg
podcast
did or not.
shut
No.
off.
Have I ever? Oh, yeah. I busted a pipe once. That was fun.
Just lead with that, man.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wait, what kind of pipe?
Shut down the bar for about 5.5 hours. That
ain't
was
bad.
not fun.
That's good recovery.
Well, today I got a delivery at Cascades when I was there. And the new guy is, newbie. He's delivering the keg, and he's bringing it in through the door. I'm like, oh, good. And the keg falls off the hand truck, hits the door. The door's a glass door.
Oh. No.
Everything's okay.
Dude.
It didn't break. It didn't break it. Hey,
But yeah,
As somebody who takes regular deliveries to
You said
Cascades,
my fuck up
getting a
stories,
keg up that fucking 8-inch step that you guys have on the doorway sucks.
You're right. Oh, absolutely.
I have a
And
folding hand
keep
truck. I
thinking
don't have
about
rails
that,
on it,
and-
and I feel like I'm gonna get a hernia every single time I try and drag a keg in. So
Well, I think I should do a little class on how to deliver and
God damn it, Kenny.
kegs and stuff because people don't know. The side of the keg has 2 rings around it, right?
Yep.
Do you know what those rings are on the kegs?
I use them to spin it around.
No, around the keg. The outside. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? You don't. They're called wheels. It's so that the keg will roll straight wherever you use it. And it was created in Europe on their kegs. Straight side kegs have that too, but so you can roll it. Sometimes I have lost a hand truck or two in the middle of my delivery and had to roll a keg down the sidewalk. Like, all right, well, here it is. It just goes straight. Yeah, I got a couple of broken toes from trying to stop it, but it's,
All of these things could have been fuck up stories, Kenny. Every one of them.
But broken toes are broken toes. It's you can't heal them, and it works. It's you still walk. You limp maybe.
Good life advice.
I'll be truthful too. Like I've seen you hoist a full half barrel onto your shoulder and carry it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was definitely in the old days.
It was in the old days, but Jesus God. Like, that is something to see. I don't know if anyone understands. Like,
Nah, dude, those things
you take the weight of a person and condense it into a...
160 pounds is what a half barrel weighs.
If it's a hazy IPA, it's 172.
Usually that's the liquid weight. I mean, the shells aren't that heavy, but...
The shell is 32. No, it works out 160. I think overall.
We are not ending this
We'll argue
fucking
about
episode
this
with
later.
math.
We
It's
used
really
to-
fucking hard.
God damn it.
We used to fill kegs
That's the most off the rails.
on a
this has
scale by weight. How's that? Now, those were all the old side bung kegs.
I bet it was a scale with a needle. Yeah. That's how old
No,
you
no,
are.
no. We weren't doing heroin at all. None of us
Also,
did heroin. Yeah, so.
I remember beer festivals were the keg shell chucking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The keg toss.
Keg
Yeah.
toss.
Okay. It's Ron's turn.
Yeah, right?
Doug says it's Ron's turn.
All right, Grit and Grainers. Email us at cheers@gritandgrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and Ross' secret sexualized red lacquered lust prayers you whisper up in the up to the pregnant moon, despite the cliche and the new agey moon crap and the smarmy commodification of lunar energies, because deep down you know it's loaded with power and soul juice and the luscious blood of meaning. And let's see that on a goddamn Hallmark card. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as quickly as you can, if not online, then on air. If you subscribe to Grit, you can subscribe to Grit and Grain on Amazon, 2012 barleywine, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. And if you please leave us a review. Also check us out on Grit Channel 253 and gritandgrainpodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for episode notes, beer news, dreamscapes, fantasias, outstanding sangria recipes, odes, stanzas, lyrics, ballads, verses, descriptions of the taste of our favorite lip balm using only words that make us feel like singing,
Lip
favorite
balm.
unusual dog names, and secret photos we will share with no one, but feel relatively safe revealing them to you, the best damn audience in the world.
Yeah.
If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter your expectations. No such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma. The Volga is not our favorite Russian river. No such thing as too much barley wine. Tune in next Friday for more sweet barley wine and chatter. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
This is Channel 253.
Get up.